What's up, y'all? Welcome to Course TV for another one. We're gonna talk about co-parenting. It's a deep one. So let's start from the beginning. You jump in your bed with the significant other. Y'all doing what y'all do. Y'all both squirming like worms. Boom, you have a kid. You get her pregnant. That's when the pack starts. The team. Not the team. So the baby mom carried the baby from 9 months. She's cranky. You got to deal with it. You guys live 5 years happily. You raising the kid. You nurturing the kid. You creating memories. And you get to a point where you guys no longer want to be together. You break up. You go off to your regular lifestyles, and whatever happens, she ends up with a man. You end up with a girl. Now, what happens a lot? For example, I have many friends who are fathers that are going through the same situation. You know, they say that in the hood, these things happen more than anywhere else, but it's happening quite frequently now in the world. And, when I think about things like this, and I think about the breakups, and I think about the kids, I think that when you have that pack, when you squirming, we're mature enough to squirm like worms in the bed, right? We that mature to take that step. And then when it comes to co-parenting, there's a tug of war all the time. There's no, you're not gonna see your baby today, or you're not gonna see your son or your daughter today because blah blah blah. Oh, word, you acting mean, you acting tough, you acting. Oh, okay, so let's go to the court. Let's go to the precinct. Then that's when the court papers start coming in. There's a restriction. This makes the father rebellious, and the mother rebellious. We fighting for our kids. We wanna start acting aggressive now because we have been stripped from the time of creating that memory with our kid, and not only the memories, but molding the kid while you at it. You know, because when you're a parent, your job is to mold your kid. Your job is to put your kid on the right track and teach, you know? So this is when the problem starts. And I feel that a lot of moms, I understand that it's hard for you guys to raise a kid on by yourselves. And I praise you guys all the time. But I feel like sometimes the women control the narrative with the kid. They throw the kid in the mix and take that step to hold back the father from seeing their kid. So I just want to get on here and let y'all know to both parents that we got to try to be allies, not adversaries. And I think if you're mature enough to squirm like worms in the bed together, I think you should be mature enough to have open communication. At the end of the day, it's communication. But we all have different feelings. We all have different wants. We all have different ideas of what co-parenting should be. But I think co-parenting should be, y'all just done moved on already. Create a strong team so that you could create memories, not expectations. So to all my lovely, beautiful females out there, have some leniency towards your baby's father, and vice versa. It's rare that the father have the kid and the woman is out on the field, but please, come together to talk, come together to come to an agreement. I'm not saying become the best of friends, because obviously I moved on, but let's teach our kids right. Let's mold our kids together. Let's have conversations of how can we How can we could work together to get our kid to be in the best position in life? You know what I mean? And I have friends who are going through this at the moment and who actually have feelings. Ladies, we do have feelings. Men cry all the time, and when you feel like you're losing your kid, a lot of times, 9 out of 10, I always use the 9 out of 10 because it's by a large percent, is that the man get to a point where he want to give it all up. You know what it is to not see the love of your life? Because after your mother, Your mother's your first queen, the love of your life. But after your mother comes your kid. And me personally, for my kids, I feel I'm head over heels with my kids, man. And I can never see myself leaving my kids behind and not being able to talk to my significant other or who was my significant other about trying to create the bond that is gonna help the kid. You know what I'm saying? So parents out there, try to communicate, try to talk, try to leave the courts and the cops out of the equation. Because when that happens, it's just like it becomes toxic. And not only that, being that the kid is the one that's controlling the situation, or that the parent is controlling the situation with the kid, it becomes a nightmare for the kid. And the only loser here is the kid, because the girl done moved on, the man done moved on. So instead of adversaries, let's become allies. Let's work together, you know? And like I said, this don't happen in the hood. A large percent happen in the hood because, you know, us men, we run and gun. You know what I'm saying? But when I knew that I was in that bed, I knew I was mature enough to squirm like a worm, and I was mature enough to, you know, take up my responsibility. And I will, you know, I always wanted to be in my kid's life, and you should too. You know, so instead of adversaries, let's become allies. You know, let's create memories and not expectation. So to all my beautiful mothers out there, let's try to give the pop some time with the kid, you know. And I'm just speaking of my experiences of conversations that I have with my friends. And they all like, you know, she's giving me a hard time, or she don't let me do this or that with my son, you know. And then, you know, we kind of suffer. But I think communication, if we could be mature enough to sit down without the court system and without the precinct and without other people that don't even know you're controlling your situation, sit down with that one person that you one loved, or that you one had that connection with. Because at the end of the day, whether you know it or not, you made the pact, and that pact is a lifetime pact. It's until death do us part kind of thing. So, and don't let the devil go in your relationship, and don't let nobody else talk you any different. I mean, like I said, you took time to roll in the bed with this dude, or roll with it in the bed with this girl. So being that, you know, you had it in your heart then, see if there's a way you could work out and just communicate. Communication is the key, and I preach it all the time. Without communication, everybody's walking around like Mr. Bean. You know, egos play a part in it. When somebody's in your ear, plays a part in it. So all my ladies and all my fellas out there, man, if you're going through a situation, ask for a couple of minutes of a conversation and put everything else to the side. Because the courts ain't going to fix it, and the precinct ain't going to fix it. Yo, peace and love to everybody out there. If you rock with it, subscribe to it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching, y'all. I kept trying, kept failing, game plan, kept changing, dreams fading, started hesitating, couldn't deal with the agitation, it only led to the aggravation of not having. The ones who had some things was stunting and bluffing, had to create my own path, my own luck, found my plug to make them bucks no longer stuck in the mud and the rut in the back of the